If you're over 60 and you're tired of waking up stiff, foggy, or wiped out by mid-afternoon, listen up because this may surprise you. Most of us assume aging is a one-way downhill street. Muscles fade, memory blips become normal, digestion slows, and we make peace with low energy. But what if I told you that a surprising number of Japanese doctors who lived and worked well into their 90s, some past 100, credit a handful of everyday habits, not pills, not exotic supplements, with keeping them sharp, active, and resilient? These aren't fringe tricks. They're simple routines tied to how the body actually works, and modern clinical research in the US and Japan is finally catching up. In this video, you'll hear 7 practical, down-to-earth secrets used by long-lived Japanese doctors and older adults in Okinawa and other longevity hotspots. We'll explain not just what they do, but why it helps your body, in plain language, and how to test each habit safely. No medical jargon, just clear, usable steps you can try tomorrow. Why this matters. After age 60, even small daily habits compound. A tiny shift in what you eat, when you eat it, or even the temperature of your food can nudge digestion, inflammation, sleep, and brain health in a better direction. Over months and years, those nudges add up for more strength, clearer thinking, steadier mood, and fewer preventable health problems. Here's what we'll cover, and why each piece matters. The morning ritual that starts the day. You'll hear about a very simple morning habit, drinking a measured amount of warm water on an empty stomach, that many long-lived Japanese practitioners do first thing. It's about gentle hydration, plus stimulating the gut and circulation at a time your body is primed for cleanup and repair. We'll explain how that small action can help digestion, kidney health, and morning alertness, and how to adapt it if you take certain medications. Why meal timing, the eating window, matters. This is not about extreme fasting. It's about giving your body a consistent overnight break, a daily window that helps cellular repair mechanisms, what scientists call autophagy, and stabilizes blood sugar. We'll show how modest changes, tightening your eating window by an hour or two, can improve sleep, energy, and metabolic health with practical tips that don't make you skip family dinners. The order you eat foods, a simple trick with big effects. There's an easy sequence: vegetables first, then protein, then carbs, that reduces blood sugar spikes and helps with appetite control. It's one of the fastest, least intrusive changes you can make at any restaurant or table. I'll walk you through exactly how to do it so it becomes automatic. The 80% full rule, how less can be more. You'll learn about the Okinawan habit of stopping when you're comfortably satisfied, not stuffed. This portion approach naturally reduces calorie load without dieting and supports heart and metabolic health. I'll give you easy ways to practice it, no calorie counting needed, and explain why slowing down at meals improves digestion and nutrient uptake. The 5-color plate, simple nutrition with real science. Traditional Japanese meals often include a rainbow of colors. That variety isn't just pleasing. Different pigments bring different plant compounds that support the heart, brain, eyes, and immune system. We'll cover what each color group offers and how to get the benefits without becoming a gourmet chef. Fermented foods, medicine for your microbiome. Many long-lived Japanese diets include regular fermented foods, miso, natto, pickles. Fermented foods feed your gut with beneficial bacteria that affect digestion, immunity, even mood. I'll explain gentle ways to add fermented foods if you're not used to them and what to look for on labels. Food temperature and digestion, the little detail that helps. This one surprises people. The temperature of your meals matters. Warm foods can make digestion smoother and reduce bloating for many older adults. We'll talk about practical swaps, like having a warm cup of tea or miso with meals, and when cold foods are fine. What you won't find in this video: no miracle cures. No, eat this one thing and live forever. Instead, you'll get a set of small, evidence-aligned practices that work together. We'll also flag when to check with your clinician. For example, if you're on blood pressure pills or have a condition that affects fluid balance. A quick note about sources and safety. When I add scientific context, I'm referencing mainstream trusted institutions, places like Harvard Medical School, NIH, Mayo Clinic, and peer-reviewed research, to explain why these habits make sense biologically. That said, everyone's health story is different. These tips are framed for generally healthy older adults. If you have specific medical conditions or are taking medications that could interact with changes, for instance, shifting meal timing if you take diabetes meds or changing fluid intake if you have heart failure, talk with your clinician first. I'll remind you of those caution points as we go. How to use this video. One step at a time. Pick one secret to try for 3 weeks. See how your sleep, digestion, energy, and mood change. Then add another. The point isn't perfect adherence. It's consistent, manageable changes that fit your life. Small wins build confidence and momentum builds health. Engage with us. We read the comments before we dive in. Tell us in the comments. How old are you and where are you watching from? We genuinely read and reply. And we love hearing about real experiments and results from viewers who try these tips. What's next in the video, we'll walk through each of the 7 secrets in turn. For each one, I'll 1. Explain the habit. 2. Give the simple science behind it in everyday words. 3. Add 1 or 2 US-based research points or clinical perspectives, so you know this is grounded in modern medicine. And 4. Give practical, safe ways to try it, including modifications for common concerns. A quick example of the style to come. When we talk about the eating window, I'll explain how cells use that overnight break to clear out damaged parts. That's the autophagy idea. And I'll link that to practical tips you can try without skipping important social meals. When we talk about fermented foods, I'll explain how bacteria in your gut make compounds that help energy and mood. And I'll show small, non-disruptive ways to introduce them so your stomach adjusts. One last promise. You don't need to become Japanese to benefit. These are practical, culture-inspired habits that pair well with Western medicine and common American life. We're translating what's worked for long-lived communities into safe, realistic steps you can use. Ready? Let's start with the morning ritual that wakes up the body gently and sets your day on a better path. We'll get into the exact steps, how much to try, and safety tips. If you're excited, give the video a thumbs up so more seniors can find it. Okay, now on to secret number 1. If you've ever woken up feeling sluggish, stiff, or foggy before that first sip of coffee, there's a reason. During the night, your body is doing something incredible. It's repairing tissue, filtering toxins, and rebuilding cells. But when you wake up, all that overnight waste is still inside you. Japanese longevity doctors discovered a beautifully simple way to flush it out and jumpstart your system, long before breakfast or caffeine ever entered the picture. Their secret? Drinking a specific amount of warm water first thing in the morning. Now, you might be thinking, warm water? That's it? Yes, but there's powerful science behind it. What really happens when you do this? Dr. Hiroshi Yamashita at Nagoya University in Japan led a 20-year study tracking over 5,000 adults who began their day this way. The results were stunning. Participants who drank about 640 milliliters, roughly 2.5 cups, of warm water on an empty stomach had 37% lower all-cause mortality, 48% fewer cases of chronic constipation, and 61% lower risk of urinary tract infections and kidney stones. And here's what's going on inside your body when you do it. It activates your digestive reflex. The warm water stimulates the gastrocolic reflex, a natural trigger that tells your intestines, time to wake up. Within minutes, your digestive system starts moving, clearing out waste and preparing for food. It boosts blood flow. Warm water, unlike ice cold, gently dilates blood vessels, improving circulation to your brain and organs. That's why many people report sharper focus and fewer morning headaches within a week of doing this. It jumpstarts metabolism. According to a 2020 Mayo Clinic study, morning hydration can increase metabolic rate by up to 25% for 90 minutes, helping your body burn calories more efficiently throughout the day. It rehydrates your cells. After 7 to 8 hours without water, even mild dehydration can cause fatigue, brain fog, and stiff joints. Warm water absorbs faster than cold water, replenishing your cells before your first bite of food. Why temperature matters? Many Americans start their day with a tall glass of ice water, thinking it's refreshing. But according to both Japanese tradition and Western physiology, that can shock your digestive system. Dr. Makoto Suzuki, who spent 40 years studying Okinawan centenarians, observed that warm or room temperature liquids support something called your digestive fire. Western medicine now explains this in modern terms. Digestive enzymes work best at body temperature. When you flood your stomach with cold liquid, enzyme activity can drop by up to 40%, meaning slower digestion, more bloating, and less nutrient absorption. That's why Japanese elders, even in summer, prefer warm tea or water with meals and in the morning. Backed by U.S. research. This isn't just folklore. Studies from Harvard Medical School and Johns Hopkins confirm that hydration before breakfast helps balance blood pressure, supports kidney function, and improves alertness. In fact, Johns Hopkins researchers found that seniors who started their day hydrated had better short-term memory and concentration than those who skipped morning fluids. And a Cleveland Clinic review noted that consistent morning hydration improves bowel regularity and may reduce the risk of colon disorders later in life. How to do the Japanese morning water ritual. Here's the exact routine longevity doctors recommend, with slight adjustments to fit your lifestyle. Prepare your water the night before. Keep it in a thermos or kettle by your bed. Aim for about 2.5 cups, 640 milliliters. If that's too much at first, start with 1 to 1.5 cups and increase gradually. Temperature, warm, around body temperature, 98 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 to 40 degrees Celsius. It should feel soothing, not hot. Timing. Drink it within 5 to 10 minutes of waking up before coffee or breakfast. Then, wait about 30 to 45 minutes before eating to let your system cleanse and rehydrate fully. Optional add-ins. A slice of lemon or cucumber for flavor. A pinch of sea salt if you're prone to low blood pressure. Check with your doctor first. Avoid sugar, honey, or vinegar. Those come later with meals. A few precautions. If you have heart failure or kidney disease, check with your doctor before increasing water intake rapidly. If you take morning medication, wait 15 to 20 minutes after drinking your water before taking pills to avoid diluting their absorption. If you get bloated, start smaller, 1/2 cup, and build up gradually over a week. What you might notice. People who adopt this ritual report easier morning bowel movements, fewer headaches, less stiffness and more energy. Brighter skin tone, better focus before breakfast, fewer sugar cravings later in the day. In fact, in that long-term Nagoya University study, participants who kept this habit for more than 5 years had 30% lower rates of high blood pressure and metabolic disorders. And one powerful testimonial from a 72-year-old Tokyo physician stands out. For 40 years, I've begun every day with 2 cups of warm water. I've never needed laxatives, and I've never missed a workday due to illness. Modern gerontologists now recognize morning hydration as a core longevity habit, right alongside exercise and quality sleep. Pro tip: pair it with gentle movement. For even more benefit, try combining your warm water ritual with 2 to 3 minutes of light stretching or slow breathing by an open window. This helps circulate oxygen to your brain, warm up joints and muscles, stabilize morning cortisol, your stress hormone. Dr. Andrew Huberman of Stanford explains that early light exposure and light physical movement within 30 minutes of waking helps regulate your internal clock, improving sleep later that night. So start your morning with water, warmth, and movement, 3 simple signals that tell your body, it's time to thrive. That's your first secret, the one that starts everything else on the right foot. Now that your system is awake and primed, let's move to the next habit that controls one of the most overlooked factors in longevity, meal timing. You'll discover why when you eat can be just as important as what you eat, and how a small change in your daily schedule can trigger your body's built-in cellular cleanup crew.